Is this Mr. Austin?
Yes, this is he.
Hi, my name's Christopher Bilbrey, and I'm a political commentator based out of Indiana, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of a situation. I just called Mr. Richard Sims to speak to him about, I guess, what he stated was a law concerning the Redevelopment Commission, and he stated in a meeting yesterday that they would not be answering questions from citizens who would not give their address before speaking. And I'm just checking to make sure where they got that information from. Is that information that you had gave them as the attorney, or was that something that he was just acting on? Because that is absolutely far from the truth. So I'm just trying to decide where he got that information from. I called him a moment ago, and he apparently got pissed off and was extremely out. I mean, in my opinion, from a standpoint of a public servant, he was extremely rude. When I asked him a question, he said, "Oh, for God's sakes," and then he hung up on me.
Okay, well, that subject came up, and I think at this point I've been asked to review the issue and then to work on some perhaps some procedural rules.
Sure.
The commission could adopt, addressing that very issue. But I don't think there's been any decisions made yet.
Well, you understand as an attorney that that is absolutely inaccurate. And I hope that you will advise them in the future that a citizen could attend their meeting, and at the point that they would have question or answer, someone could stand. I mean, I guess if I showed up, what I would do is I would give Sims' address if I was going to give an address. I don't have to give my name to speak. I don't have to give an address to speak. I mean, I could show up from Seattle, Washington, and speak. So the point of giving an address makes no real sense. But the Public Access Counselor's Office has been very clear that citizens cannot be forced to give address. They don't have to sign up to speak. That is basically a way to stop or intimidate citizens from speaking, more or less. And I think that's So basically, at this point, I'm just reviewing the issue. Okay.
So I haven't reached any conclusions at this point.
Well, I'm just very concerned because there's video from the meeting where basically they refused to answer a question from a citizen because she wouldn't give her address.
Yeah.
And that's at that point that when I said that to Mr. Sims just 10 minutes ago, that's when he said, "Oh, for God's sakes," and then hung up on me.
Okay.
I then tried to get I tried to call him back to get his direct supervisor, and he wouldn't answer. I text him, he won't answer. So I don't know. Do you know who his direct, would it be the mayor?
Well, he is the president of the Redevelopment Commission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's a mayor's appointee.
So he's appointed by the mayor. Right. Okay, we'll have to call the mayor. I think that when you're calling to, because first of all, he was really concerned with who I am. I don't know why they're so concerned with that. I mean, I'm John Doe from 123 Main Street. None of that stuff matters, but I did tell him who I was. He was extremely hostile when I just even announcing who I was. I'm not rude. I'm not cussing. I'm talking to him the same way that I'm talking to you. But he seemed very agitated. And then to answer the question with, "Oh, for God's sakes," and then hanging up on me, I don't know what kind of service that is. But hopefully that's not the service that Anderson is trying to, I guess, put forward to the citizens. I just think that's a very bad. A very bad look. So
I can't address that. But yeah. So again, what we're doing? Why don't you text me if you don't mind?
Yeah.
I'm just arriving at the office here on my cell. Mm-hmm. Is the number you've got? If you could just text me. Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what. I've got the number here.
Okay.
Well, I'm happy to. Again, my task is to review the issue and see what kind of rules we ought to adopt about this.
Okay.
So I'm happy to take a look at that and then get back to you.
Okay. All right. Well, let me know, and please, I hope going forward things will be a little bit. And then he also had said something about telling her she had to sit in her seat. I couldn't imagine being in 2025 and being a white man and telling a black woman to sit down. That's absolutely nuts. So I hope you guys definitely take a look at this, and I think that there are some things that's happened in this meeting in the last couple months that's been extremely out of line. So hopefully you guys take care of this, and we'll see what happens. Keep me in touch. I'm definitely interested.
Okay,
right.
very good. Okay,
Thank
appreciate
you.
the call.
Bye.
Okay, bye.